This crowd decked out in purple, and they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. We're ready for football, folks, as the Vikings get set to do battle with Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
I'm going to run you over. I'm going to run you over.
The first carry now for Dalvin Cook. And, whoa, he's going to hope that that is not a sign of things to come. A rude welcoming to this ball game. Throwing on 2nd and 14. Cousins. Going up top. And he fires one that's intercepted. Trey Flowers picks it, and the return stops at the 39-yard line. Well, not a good omen there. His first throw of the afternoon intercepted.
And I know what the fans are thinking right now. I hope there's not negative thoughts in his head going forward since that's his first throw of the game. But one of the things I remember about him coming out of school is he's able to
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Anthony Barr able to drop him for a loss of a couple.
Okay, partner, a couple points of interest right here, all right? Offensively, we see that they came out throwing the football, but maybe more importantly, the blitz that came defensively, they got right after it.
And you were telling me pregame before we came on air, you think this is something we could see a lot.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it because this is a unit that wants to play the game on their terms.
First down, Seattle on a pickup of 13. From midfield now, here's Wilson. And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. The defensive end, Danielle Hunter, drops him.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
19. Check 37. Check 37.
To try again after the sack. Wilson. And he's going to go down again. Danielle Hunter able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon. And that is the third sack this offensive line has allowed in this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game. I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. Wilson after the play fake to Carson. He'll find Metcalf. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
Buying time to his... And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by Anthony Harris. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. They start the drive with Cook. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for second down. Throwing on 2nd and 14. Cousins. It's complete to Diggs. The 30. 10. 5. And at the end of it, he's stripped. Ball comes loose. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
It's not often that we see big plays end in disaster. And we just absolutely saw it right there. They had something really big cooking on that one.
Can you, when you're down near the goal line like that on a big play, do you get maybe a little too...
Sometimes you get the ball out of it, away from your body, or you're trying to extend to get there, or maybe you're just trying so hard that the ball will come out of your hands. In any event, that's a big opportunity lost.
Give the tackle there to Danielle Hunter. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
36 power. Easy.
From the gun, it's Wilson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The sack by big number 98, Linval Joseph.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Third and long, it's Wilson. And it's hauled in by Ed Dixon. And he'll be stopped here well short of the first down at the 24-yard line. No score after one on EA Sports. Wilson and the offense not coming off the field. They're going for it on fourth. Here we go on fourth with Wilson. And an alley to run. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. And the Vikings pick up the football. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Cousins gives way to Cook. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Making the stop that time, Bobby Wagner. Now Cook running right.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
It's a gain of 7. Makes it 3rd and 4.
57, come on.
Hey, receiver.
Give me that ball.
Cousins to throw it. He's going to let this go for the end zone. And Thielen's got it. Touchdown, Vikings. Adam Thielen, 32 yards. As his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. Extra point up and good by Bailey. And it's now a 7-0 game. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. He lets it fly for Lockett. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Flushed out right. He may try and run for this. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. A solid run of 11 there as he tucked it and ran, but he's still short of the marker at its 4th. And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it. They'll indeed go for it with Wilson. Forced out to his left. And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. Danielle Hunter and the Vikings, they have the football now in excellent field position. First down, here's the run with Cook. They'll be brought down at the 21 after a pickup of 4. To throw on 2nd and 6. Cousins eluding the pressure right. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. Michael Kendricks coming in to drop him. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result?
Sack.
Quarterback gets hit.
Well, they don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. On third down, Cousins. This is Johnson. He's got it. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. 2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. And there you go. Nothing really too complex. Block, keep your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking, beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. On second down, it's Carson. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a third and about 4.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Play action. It's Wilson. That's complete. It's Gordon. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a first down.
Now it's Wilson. Escaping the pressure right. Now he's going to throw deep right side. It's caught inside the 25. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Chris Carson, 65 yards, as they are now on the board here in the first half. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed, and a lot of football, full half to be played.
At their own 17-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try it.
That's caught at the 25. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Adam Thielen, 83 yards. And the Vikings get the quick strike touchdown. Bailey got the extra point, and it's now 21-7. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30.
The Seahawks take over first and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Well, look at the clock here. You're inside of a minute. First half hasn't gone that well for you. How are you going to play this drive?
Well, I've been told by my coaches previously that the intelligent approach, go ahead and run out the clock and start over. Don't make any more mistakes. But there's also something to understanding that you get this last drive here. You get the ball to start the second half. Try and go 2 for 1 here. Get some points now and come out of the locker room and get more points again and get your momentum really built up.
They'll keep it on the ground again here. And he'll push forward here for a good little run as the clock continues to run. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on third down.
Gun. Check 6 guys.
From the shotgun, Wilson. Being chased out left. And he's got Lockett. And he will finally go out of bounds, but not before he takes it down to the 25. A big play there just before halftime. 41 yards. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. So on fourth down, here's Jason Myers for the Seahawk field goal. Right hash mark of 42-yard attempt. Myers' kick is good. Well, not the best first half facing this deficit, but at least they did put 3 on the board before half.
Yeah, it's a little bit like that stormy, cloudy day, and the sun peeks through just for a second. They saw the sun there. They're hoping to see a little bit more of it in the second half.
So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
Seahawks take over first and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it now. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. This is Carson. And he's going to get hit at the line of scrimmage and driven backwards. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Mike 54. Mike
Here's Wilson, operating from the gun. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. They get 9 yards there, and they get a first down. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables. Otherwise, they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Right here, right here. Kill. Go 14.
Now it's Carson, and they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
At the 34-yard line.
Here's the team.
Right there, 54. Look for signal. Pick it up. It's out of time.
Let's play.
On 2nd and 12, Wilson dancing to his left. And now he's going to use his leg. And I think the ball's out, and the Vikings pick up the football. Accelerating, and off he goes. And they're going to bring this one back. It's a fumble return, a scoop and score for the Vikings. Mike Zimmer's made the decision. His guys will go for 2.
Hey, Haywood.
Cousins now after the fumble recovery. And he is into the end zone to bump the lead up 2 more. And the Seahawks, looks like they've recovered. They have. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics would tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie. Wilson going to fake the give and keep it himself. He's got to... And now look at this. Big game, but a fumble. And the Vikings pick up the football. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line. He had gained really good yardage, but that's what you tell your quarterbacks, right? Get down after you got the run.
You don't have to prove your toughness. You know, I think that's what a lot of coaches are trying to preach to their guys. Get the yardage, get down, protect the football, and protect yourself from extra hits as well. Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 10 yards, and it's good for a Viking first down. Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10. They go play action. Cousins. He's going to let this one go deep. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down. Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. Play action now. Cousins. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long. 3rd down, Dalvin Cook. They wind up getting 16, but even that's not quite enough. It's 4th down. And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a first down. On first down, it's Cook. Oh, what a juke into space. And down inside the 15 he goes. Give him 18 there and give the Vikings a first down. And that's going to do it. Clock hits zeros. They're not going to get another playoff. Time has run out on this third quarter. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Let's make these babies cry all the way back home, yo. Let's make these babies cry all the way back home.
Now Cousins here on the bootleg. Rolling to his left. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. He was looking for his tight end there, Kyle Rudolph. And that'll bring up second down. The incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead, but I've seen this a bunch of times as well. The defense is going to crowd the line of scrimmage. If you just hand it off.
And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook, his second touchdown. Oh, it's a fake. They'll try and throw for it. So another score there, and often you talk about the three phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a fourth phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the fourth quarter. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. To throw is Wilson. It's caught. Lockett. 11 yards there and a first down for Seattle. Hard to believe his first catch of the game defensively. They bottled him up. That's why they're well on their way to victory.
Put your best cover guy on him and then change the coverages behind him throughout the game. Brackets, double, zone, man, you name it. Make sure he gets a lot of angles.
They'll run on first down. Carson. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. 11 yards there and a first down for Seattle.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. They go play action with Wilson. Here's Carson with a catch out of the backfield. And this will be a gain of 6 when it's all said and done. Down to the 15 from the 21. 6 yards on the pickup, and that's going to bring up a third down. On third down, it's Carson. Now Carson fumbles the football, and this belongs to the Vikings.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. The outcome of this one, well, we know who's going to win it. It's just all window dressing at this point. Got me thinking, what's the biggest blowout that you've been a part of as a player, broadcaster?
No, I'm not going to go to the player part because when I think blowout...
Because you won every game as a player.
No. I think about being blown out. And no one wants to go back to those memories. But, you know, when I was calling college football, I saw a game that, you know, team put 70. I actually saw it happen twice. twice. A team put 70 on their opponent. And in the NFL in the 2017 season, I saw one of those changing of the guard games where a team that hadn't been very good before now was dominating and kicking around a team who had been ruling their division.
And that's when you earn your paycheck, right?
Yes,
As the analyst, you got to fill that time.
You've got to know what's going on out there and how it all happened.
Well, obviously, that begs the question, what game was it?
That was Seattle hosting Los Angeles, the Rams.
Ah, yeah.
Their second meeting of the season, and the Rams turned it around from their first one and blew out the Seahawks.
57's the mic. Watch 57. Here we
Alpha.
all day. Defense all day. All day.
Hey, check Mike 57.
Now Cousins on fourth down. That went into the hands of Thielen, complete. And they take this up near the 30 before he's taken down. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here, 1st and 10.
Check 13. Check 13. First.
On 1st and 10, Cousins. And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. Ezekiel Ansah in there to bury him for a loss of 11. On 2nd down now. It's Cook, and he's going to lose yardage here back to the 14-yard line. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down. Cousins. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Ziggy Ansah picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Cousins to throw for it on 4th. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. Mike Zimmer got to be unhappy with how that turned out. And the Seahawks, they'll get the football back in outstanding field position.
Check. Watch 54. Watch 54.
On 1st down, Carson. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
54 Mike. Let's go.
From the 24, Wilson. And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line, he's sacked. So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought